I just wanted to share some thoughts on the preparation, I guess, people are doing for upcoming the 2028 presidential election. Starting to see what I would describe as liberal content creators are starting to, talk about Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, even Kamala Harris running for president in 2028. And like, oh, I really like them. They're not progressive. We need to be very clear what it means to be progressive. And I'm hearing the liberal content creators, whether they're being paid or supported or whatever, or if they're just doing it based on their own personal political beliefs, I don't know. But they're already starting to call out progressives for purity tests. A political ideology or political platform is not a purity test. The purity test would be how long you've subscribed to that political platform. So, for example, my thoughts on a progressive political platform, broad, the broadest points. The government should be increasing social and civil support programs in meaningful ways. The Inflation Reduction Act that Biden did, I wouldn't call that meaningful ways. They gave subsidies and contracts to corporations to build public-private partnerships that the corporations profited off of. Okay, that wouldn't be meaningful ways. Improving roads, okay, that's great, but it doesn't mean anything. It's not progressive unless you're providing the transportation that's used on those roads. You see where I'm going there? And then the next point that I have is decrease violence. Foreign policy should be based on humanitarian aid, not preemptive military strikes. Law enforcement, internal or domestic, law enforcement should be focused on identifying social and civil stresses that cause desperation. Most crimes are committed because of desperation. Okay? And then finally, as far as economics, the government should be promoting innovation to improve the quality of life regardless of profit. So that means if the private sector is not willing to create a product or offer a service because it's not profitable, and the government, the people say, hey, this is needed to function in our society, it's the government's responsibility to make sure that product or service is available. So, and as I was saying, as I mentioned before, the purity test is how long you've subscribed to this. So if all of a sudden Gavin Newsom, decided to subscribe to the Green New Deal, well, that's great. Welcome. Go ahead and take a seat in the back of the class, open your notebook, and take notes. We would love to have your help regarding campaigning, as far as navigating Washington, D.C. Political channels, but you're not going to be in front of a camera. You're new. You get to sit in the back of the class and work your way up. And that's from someone that has sat in the back of the class and is slowly working my way up. just some of my thoughts based on what I'm hearing from other content creators. I can't even call myself a content creator.